Hello, 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 people. Welcome to Hello. Welcome to the show. This is DWTT, and this is the road trip. I almost got the name of the damn show. And yes, sir. I'm happy. You happy? These guys are so happy they joined right away. They were here before I even got here. Nope, they weren't. But I'm here. Arsenal showed up today. Yes, they've been showing up the last couple of days, last couple of games in a better state. We'll get into that and then some. Brenny joins us right away before he probably has to head off to bed soon. It's like 12:30 where he's at. Good evening, good morning, gents. Big up the chat. We are there. We got a huge task in the final. Yeah. You know what? It was never going to be easy, and it shouldn't be easy. So there you go. Yeah. And yeah. So every day is a task for us. But welcome to the show. We do have Spencer's in the house. Thank you, Spencer, for joining us. Coming to you from the floor.
Hello.
Here we go. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. You got a slight echo.
Is it better now? I don't even know how to. Is
Still
it just in your ears?
It sounds like you're in an echo chamber slightly.
Rennie, is it? Do you hear that? Anybody in the chat hear that?
It just sounds odd. But needless to say, people can still hear you.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you hear the echo. If everybody else hears the echo, that's the problem. So if other people hear the echo, then that's not good.
There we go. Gary sounds like he's in a bubble.
Sounds like I'm in a bubble.
Sounds like you're in a glass case of emotion.
All right. Sound better?
Same.
Let me see.
But yeah, it's not an echo. It's just a really you don't sound like you're.
Oh, I know what it is. I know why. Oh my gosh. All right, let's fix that right now. Does it feel better now?
That's amazing. Sounds like high def now.
Yeah, you know what it was? I was using stupid. For some reason, I was using my monitor microphone.
That's probably how I sound to people.
Huh?
That's probably how I sound to people.
Yeah, so my monitor's microphone is what it was using, which I don't even know where the microphone is on this thing. So, but yeah, all right, that's what it was. I was like, what? All right, yes. So got some more people who joined us. Got Catherine in the house. Thanks for joining us. I'm sorry. Yeah, I fixed that. I'm not hearing an echo. That's good you didn't hear the echo, but if you hear it seemed like I was in a bubble, then that has been fixed.
Yes.
As you said. Yes.
Drastically better.
If you didn't check it out, check out Catherine was on with Mr. Ryan on Mr. Arsenal's podcast doing a watch along. I didn't know if she was paying attention to the game or not, or if she was looking at her phone the entire time. I can't tell. But let her know to put her eyes on the damn TV. So looking at who cares what's on the internet. There's a game being played.
Probably watching Twitter.
Yeah. So since the last time we talked, Arsenal has played 2 games. We'll go really quickly through the first one, even though I don't think we could go all day if we wanted to on that first one. But Arsenal welcome Fulham to the Emirates after, I guess some will say just barely beating Newcastle. And we needed a big game because we wanted to put pressure on City before they play their game on Monday. And I think Arsenal did that. 3-0, and that's all in the first half, right? And Saka, Miles Lewis-Skelly, and did Calafiori start as well? Yeah, he did. Yeah, we didn't change our lineup for the first time in a while, probably, because we didn't have to. And we liked what we saw. So, yeah, Arsenal got the 3-0 win. Didn't even have to play the second half because we pretty much
controlled it, and I think that's good to see. What do you think about that game over on Sunday?
Well,
right? Yeah.
on Saturday. Wow.
Was it Saturday? Oh, Saturday. Yeah.
Well,
that's right.
it's funny to start off like that. We can do this. I mean, I'm gonna do it, but I'm just thinking about what we've seen and like the compartmentalizing of everything.
We don't have to talk long on that one.
No. I don't mind doing it. I think we should talk on it because I think it really
Okay.
sits into what I think it was maybe like there's like 3 steps in an action sometimes. I feel like that was step 1 in the action, right?
Yeah.
That is the catalyst for everything we've seen in the last 72 hours.
Very true.
You had a manager who threw Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield, which again we've called for that. We said, hey, this guy can play there.
I don't think he threw him in there because the plan was to have him there. So it wasn't like it wasn't like out of nowhere he got there. It was something he had planned to do, and he never got around to it for one reason.
That's true. If you really break it down, the Wigan game, there was other games where he tried to do it and it didn't work out. I think even the Wolves game, I feel like that was supposed to happen too. But we've had moments where, and it even goes back to the Newcastle game, Gary. If we're going to go back to that, he threw Miles Lewis-Skelly on about the 80th minute versus Newcastle, and he finished the game out in a 1-0. We were kind of on the ropes, some people say. I thought we were very in control in that game, but he threw Miles Lewis-Skelly on, saw the game out, saw something, decided to Zubimendi in the Portugal in the first leg of the Champions League, which I think was still the right move. But he took that bravery on Saturday. Miles Lewis-Skelly didn't let him down, right? He went out there, he played well. He pushed the ball. I think it was 73 or 76 passes he completed. He was very front foot. We don't get that third goal without Miles Lewis-Skelly, kicking that ball up the crossbar. So that's something that has to be celebrated on the Arteta level and on Miles Lewis-Skelly to take advantage of that opportunity and say, hey, I'm your Huckleberry. I got this.
Yeah.
I came in there and did it. But to me, that set the tone. The 3 goals in the first half, and let's be fair, there was a 4th one. It was offside, but whatever. That's still a passage of play that more confidence, right? Even if it's chalked off as offside, I still think there's something drawn from that. You got a 3-0 victory, and what we were able to do at halftime, Gary, pull off Saka. Sit down, young man. You know, I know the Achilles has been a problem. You played 45 minutes. You gave me a good shift. You had a goal and 2 assists, and then, we were able to rotate in that game, which I don't think we've been able to do this year based on the fact that in our first half of games, we haven't been as clinical as we saw in that first half. I mean, we blitzed Fulham. If you go look at that, that is probably outside of the Spurs game at home with Eze. I think that was the best half of football we've seen from this team all year, easily. And here's the crazy thing about this, Gary. You also, the previous was, if I'm not mistaken, not the previous Sunday, but you had lost to City and somehow got better. That's the crazy thing about this. We've watched Arsenal from a mentality aspect lose at the Etihad. They handled a Champions League leg against Sporting professionally, got through that, did a 1-0 win against Newcastle. How many clean sheets is that in a row? But I also know that we gave up a goal in the Atletico game, but that was from the penalty spot. But now we've gone, if I'm not mistaken, did we shut out Sporting over 2 legs?
No, because it was a 1-1 match. So
I thought we shut them out because we nicked the first leg at their spot.
Wait, say it again.
Well, Sporting.
Sporting. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
nicked that one.
Yeah.
So we've gone from the City game
in Champions League. We've pretty much outside of the 1-1 match. Nothing from open play really.
That's my point. So from open play, we've refound ourselves, which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the players. That's on the manager. That's on everybody to take that City result and to encapsulated the bravery in the Fulham game, right? 3-0, professional performance. Trossard, we thought he was done. He's looked really good the last 2 games. He looked good tonight. He looked good in the Fulham game. Had the good cross to Gyökeres for the 3rd goal there. Victor Gyökeres. Remember the narrative with him?
Yeah, well, but you know what? It's not okay. You keep going. Or okay, I'll bite. But it's just his consistency has always been an issue. So yes, we're going to get good Trossard. He might get good Trossard for the rest of the season, but that's because we only have what 4 more matches left, and there's going to be a lot of time in between. So he's not going to be taxed after Sunday's match. So we might just see the best Trossard to finish this thing off right, like we know we can, and that's why he's not a starter for us, right?
Yeah.
We've got wings that like who really is a starter for us outside of Saka, and Eze isn't a starter. He can start there, but he's not
Yeah.
a starter for us, right? So yeah, no, I Trossard has looked good, but maybe and maybe Arteta, he's as he said, he's sometimes a little hesitant to do things, and maybe he wasn't ready to get Trossard in there, and until he thought Trossard was right, and Trossard's been right, yeah, every time he's put him out there. So yeah, this is a 3-game stretch to go into a final.
Yeah.
With games that we definitely needed. It's actually really a 4-game stretch, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to the typical 3-game stretch at the end of the season where we needed to show up when we showed up, right? The draw at Real Atletico Madrid, they don't lose there, right?
Yeah.
They don't lose there in the Champions League. So the fact
Same
that we
thing with
got
Sporting.
so like we've gone to places where what it's going to be tough. It's always tough to play here. It's always tough to play there. Whoever we play, it's going to be tough just because we're Arsenal and they all show up to play us, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all show up to play us. They don't want to take a risk. They don't want to lose to us. They don't. And we get the best out of everybody we see. Everybody that plays us gets the best out of it. Not because sometimes it's because some of our fans are against us to try to get the job done.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, this wasn't the 3-game stretch that we had, around the when we had the EFL final, but this is a 3-game stretch that definitely has put us in positions to do what we want to do now, right? We want to win trophies if we can. If we get 2 trophies in the season, so be it, right? We have a chance to do that. We just have to win one, and which one? The next one.
The next one.
And that's it.
And let me add this to it too, right? Everybody's talked about the fans and how nervous they sound. I don't know if you actually got to listen to the game on Saturday, but at halftime, and no, I thought we just scored the 3rd goal, so there's probably so celebratory. But when they blew that whistle, the fans were just behind them.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's the thing. The lunch pail comments and all these things. The fans, it's like the Amazon documentary. Remember the cameraman? This team will support. Like these fans will support you. The whole, it gives you chills when you hear it. So, man, like, give us something to cheer for.
Yep.
I think we said this, and I think we said this. This team's still, regardless of how they've played over the last year, I think you and I have said that I don't think that they're incapable of scoring 3 goals in a game. They didn't forget how to play.
Yep.
But again, like that was I think that just that instilled, I think, a fear in City on Monday night watching our performance. Us going 6 points clear, pulling players off, finishing the job.
Yep.
And it was a professional game. I mean, but yeah, I mean, my thought process of the game as they played good. I mean, I don't have anybody to complain about from.
No, the starting 11. The starting 11. Everybody played well, right? Everybody played well in that starting 11. Ben White didn't seem to have any. We didn't seem to have any issues coming up that left side or the right side, depending on which way you're looking at it.
Yeah.
Right. I think, and that's the thing. I think because Saka and Eze and whoever is around there put so much pressure on him, White's not going to get. Like if you think about it, if that Doku had tons of fun, right? Because there was nobody else in front of. in front of Mascara to slow that side of the pitch down. Right. Today, it didn't work. We had it working on both sides of the pitch. We talk about balance. We had to balance. Balls coming from both sides, looking good from both wings, and that's what it looks like. And then of course, Saka on the pitch, calms everything down. The ball goes to him and it calms down. every time. Let me say hi to a couple of people. I think BX, I think I said hi to you, but I'm saying hi to you again. He said, "Oh, happy days." It is happy days. Yes, yes, yes. I was kind of working and watching the game, and yeah. No, I've been saying it. I like to keep saying it. Like to think I've been saying this all the time. We just do what we usually do. We'll be fine because we have the best, one of the best defenses out there. We do have answers in terms of attack, right? We do. We do. And when we have Sacco on the pitch, we have one of our best answers to the question, how are we going to score? Right? And you know what? Yeah, good day. Good day. One win, 1-0 win over Newcastle, then draw. Then a 3-0 win over Fulham and a 1-0 win today. Yeah. Everybody said it was going to be tough. I think this was the kind of game where we did our thing. We did our thing. They did not get away from us. I think I like to think we had a little bit more control of the game than they did. As far as I think today, like
today we dominated that. I think the first half we absolutely. I think it was like 67% possession.
Yeah,
I don't know
in the first half it was 68%. In the second half it was they had that, which is gonna be the case because I think they were gonna put pressure on us, but I think we went defensive anyways, and. Not that we weren't trying. That's the one thing that it looked like. We were still. If they made a mistake, we were going to punish them. We had opportunities to punish them. We just didn't do it. But in general, we had that. Yeah, and I like that. Gyökeres, and we'll get into him in a little bit. But Gyökeres, basically, everybody who had any probably bad words to say about him, shut up. I mean, you have nothing to say.
Can we go back to the Fulham game though?
Yeah.
I think what we did in that Fulham game.
All right, did I go into? Did we get into the Champions League game that fast?
Yeah. Well, it all tapers in together, Gary. I think it's fair. We can.
Oh, is that me? Did I freeze or did you freeze? Oh, I think I froze. My computer froze. I think. I don't know why it's freezing. I'm going to shut down some stuff here. Maybe that will let me. Was it me? Oh, Spencer froze. All right, so that's not me. All right, I thought it was me because it looked like because I'm talking. I'm glad you guys can hear me. I know what he's going to say. See if he comes back. I think since StreamYard they must have made some changes. I think a lot of people I've seen been having what looked like internet issues, and I have a feeling it's just streaming issues. But he'll be right back. So Anders, thanks for joining us. Yes, you guys are looking good. You got a big game this weekend, right? You guys are playing. You guys. Oh, who are you playing this weekend? Oh, that's right. You are. Oh, that's right. On Monday, prime time, you guys are playing that team. You have a chance to punish them. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe we'll, everybody would love that if you guys do that. Got Steven in the house. Says, hey guys, hope you're good. Late because of the Edmonton Elks Canadian football training camp open today, and and you're one of the drivers, so I worked a little late for the beginning of the show. Oh, cool. That's cool. You get to hang out with the athletes and drive them around. Cool gig. Big up, says Brennan to BX. Yeah, he froze for a little bit, Spencer.
Yeah.
There. Nobody wanted to hear it. I guess the community didn't want to hear what he had to say. So bits and pieces of the game while waiting, and we looked in control. Yeah, I think we were definitely in that first half. I think in the second half, at some point, the other team's gonna. It's not like we're playing a terrible team. They are gonna get their chances.
Yeah.
I was looking. Let me look at the stats and I'll tell you guys. But I think even in that second half, even when they had, let's see, even when they had 64%. 64% of the ball, we still had a better XG than them in the entire game, much less in that second half. In that first half, we had almost a one goal. We had like a 0.95. They had 0.15.
Yeah.
In the second half, when they were dominating, we still had 0.6 and they had 0.37. They got like 7 shots. I don't think any on target or one.
They had 1 on target the whole game.
Yeah, so we controlled it. They got some looks, but nothing good. Nothing good. I think they had some chances. If they had quick feet, they might have been able to do something, but it didn't work out because, I think where defense is that good, you don't have a chance to think about it. You got to let it fly, and not too many people can. All right. So, Spencer, you were talking about the
Fulham game.
match?
Fulham game. We played to Yorker's strengths, which feed the man in the box. I mean, I look at him. To me, he's a target man, 6-yard box. Feed it to him, and he'll find the trash and put it in the back of the net.
Yep.
But something about today I thought was different in this game.
Mm-hmm.
We still fed.
So we're combining both games, folks, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry, and like I said,
because it's the same player.
Yeah.
Same player, different team, of course. Today's was better than the one we played, but he can adapt. he can play whatever style of football we need to get the job done.
I don't know what his aerial duels look like today, but he really got stuck in,
Let's see if they have that stat somewhere.
And he was just getting in there and winning some of those duels and doing the hold-up play. And there was a couple moments today where I think he could have hit Saka. There was one moment where Calafiori took it. That's different, but there's a couple moments where I think he could have made a little better decisions. Where when you watched it on Saturday, and this is something I love about Gyökeres versus Havertz as a striker. Gyökeres gets the ball. And Jesus gets the ball and he's going to take the shot. Even if it's the worst look possible, he's going to take a shot. If Gyökeres doesn't have the look, he has no issue passing it off to the left wing or the right wing. Yeah. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, today's goal, was it not him that made the pass to Trossard?
I can't remember how that was.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but
you know what? He wasn't good today.
Who, Trossard?
No, Gyökeres.
I thought he was great today.
Based on this stat, which I don't think is what I saw, he had 11 ground duels. He only won 3.
Mm-hmm.
He had 3 aerial duels. He didn't win any. So I don't know what they mean by that then, because I saw every 9 times out of 10, I thought every ball that went towards him didn't get lost. Because if it did, I think they would have counted on us a lot more, and I don't feel like that ever happened when he got the ball.
Yeah, stats sometimes, and again, the stats and I don't go together, right? Because I just thought he was really good today.
I think everybody thought he was good, but this stat is saying he had a typical bad day. Some people would say, but I'm not looking. I'm like, well, the ground duels means what? The pass came in and he lost it, right?
Yeah.
I don't feel like that happened too often in the game.
No, I have to disagree with that. My eyes told me something different today. I saw a player that potentially in his mind lost his spot at City, right? And then he didn't start against Newcastle. So what did he do today in my mind? He did the dirty work that Havertz likes to do. Yeah. That's what I saw. I saw a player that was like, I'm going to embrace this role. I'm going to help this team find a way to win. Saka's back.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, and that's what I thought I saw as well. So looking at these stats here, it doesn't look like he did it. He was the worst player on the pitch according to SofaScore. So let's see what FootMob might have said about how he played today. He was still one of the worst players according to their stats. 2 shots off target, 1 blocked. Let's see. As far as duels go, so similar stats, same stats actually. He didn't win an aerial duel. He only won 3 out of 11 ground duels. So they're whatever they're counting as duels is probably not what we count as a duel, I guess.
I don't know. I just thought like what I saw today, but you know what?
He was the worst player. He was the worst player according to this. He was the worst player according to this on the pitch, which is weird. Like Raya was the top player according to FootMob, and I don't know that Raya had to be the top player in this game.
They awarded the man of the match to Declan Rice, but I felt like Gabriel towards the end there was something else.
Yeah, he does. I mean, that's the thing about our center backs. Saliba now is the best center back in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Start of the season, Gabriel was one of the top players in the world, right?
Yeah.
Rice, one of the top players in the world at some point.
Yeah.
Right, Raya, one of the top goalkeepers. Some people say even top player in the world. Like we got those players all playing through the middle for us, right? And on the day, they're all going to show up. right?
Mhm.
Not going to show up, and that's what I think we got today. I mean, you pick a time. Rice was making a play. You pick a time. Gabrielle was making a play. Saliba's making a play. Rhea's creating problems for them when they think they've got an opportunity. They don't, right? I mean, when he went in there and cleaned out that one ball, that one cross late in the game, right? He basically jumped like Superman to get to that thing, and then Donnarumma is like getting trapped inside, and you're like, that's that's a you problem.
Well, so Saturday ended 3-0. I think we could have put more goals on them if we didn't have the Tuesday game.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But then fast forward to Monday night, Everton and City start off.
Yep.
I see Everton was kind of behind the ball, sitting back. I'm like, I know how this is going to end. I had it on at the gym, and I saw that Doku scored. It was halftime. I was like, well, let me turn this on anyway. I had it in my earbud as I was working out. And then a buddy of mine comes up, starts talking to me about the 50. Whenever Gahey had his faux pas, someone starts talking to me, and then I see that Gahey scores. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, Everton are really taking it to City. City looked very nervous. And then, of course, the second goal goes in, and I go nuts in the gym. Root for Everton, whatever. And then the third one went in. Everybody in the gym knew that they scored. And I was still at that point, I'm like, well, man, even worst case scenario here, they're going to get a draw out of this. And that's what ended up happening. But I think something in our performance on Saturday put this level of uncertainty in City. Ever since City defeated Arsenal, they struggled against Burnley, right? 1-0. And then they struggled in the FA Cup semifinal, 2-1. They had to come from behind to win that. And then yesterday, 3-3. Gary, I think they literally thought they won the league on April 16th when they beat Arsenal. They had a little tifo. It said, London is in panic. Well, it looks like Manchester's in panic right now because they didn't continue on doing what they – and so basically you would have thought after that game, Gary, that we were going to dip down. But instead, we buckled up our bootstraps. We've learned somehow, and we just kept going up. And City have kind of been like, yeah, you've got Erling Haaland making fun of us on Instagram during the Champions League games. He's not even playing. You've got them doing their little look into the camera and all this stuff, and that's fine. And you know what? I'm saying this right now, and we could still blow this, whatever, but I don't care. Because my point being is I'm not seeing that from this Arsenal team. I've seen an Arsenal team that's taken accountability. They showed they blew the doors off Fulham. They could have picked their score in that game. And then we saw a team that, and let's be fair, I think the City result energized them tonight too.
Yeah.
There was a hunger, there was a desire. Like I just saw a team I saw 11 players working together as one unit. I mean, throwing their body on the line. We can get to the Champions League game now, but the point being is that the story of this whole ever since April 16th is fascinating. The psychology and the twists and turns. And there might still be more in it. But damn it, dude, we're in a Champions League final.
Mm-hmm.
And a month ago, we probably weren't feeling really good.
Yep.
But that's how sport goes, man. But go ahead.
Yep. No, I was just looking because I told you this in the chat. When Donnarumma made those two saves, and I was just checking out when those two saves were. Like the 72nd minute was one of them, and then the other one was like the 47th or what was it? The 76th minute. Both saves, like those two saves, like the one where if he goes near post, he probably scores. He tries to go far and it gets tipped away or something like that. But like
Everton.
Yeah, Everton.
Yeah,
and I was like,
they had a couple moments.
So those moments, if you recall, those are similar moments to what Burnley had. But Burnley. That's why they're sitting at the bottom, towards the bottom of the table. Like Burnley had similar situations where they could have scored, but they don't have finishers, right? So voila, City is able to escape against Everton, who just like you said, hang around, right? Defensively sound, right? I don't feel like City outside of Doku had much going on, and he was kind of doing some of that all by himself, right? Which is crazy because they always seem like they have a lot more things going on. He didn't get enough support, right? People were saying Silva didn't have a good day. This person didn't have got a good day. Rodri was not even in the lineup. All these things were playing against City, but they have the depth. They've got Gahey. They've got Semenyo. They shouldn't have had that many issues, but they did. It played into them, and it looked like they were trying to draw for fouls early. Like every time I watched them play, and they look like they just want to get a foul because they want to get something out of it. They don't have a good day. They did the same thing to us a couple seasons ago, and it didn't work out for them either. They didn't get the win, but they were able to come back and get the draw. So that's one thing that as bad as things are going against them, they still give themselves an opportunity. In a way, you don't is if you don't let them have those moments of brilliance, and they had that from Doku. So let me go through the chat real quick. I'll continue on with today's game, or today's game, because I think City, as you said, we needed to go up 6, right? That's what the first thing everybody said was we need to win our next 2 matches. When City looks up at the board when they play on Monday night, they see 6 points and whatever the goal difference is at that point, which would have been at least 2, right? At least 2, but they saw 4. And they might have thought differently about how to play out this game and put more pressure on themselves. But their defense is not solid. So the fact that they gave up opportunities is no surprise. But they struggled. Let me see. Gyökeres from ground duels I saw, he wasn't winning them because they were grabbing him in his shirt and pulling him down. He was causing a major. You could see his frustration. Yeah, a couple of times. For sure, a couple of times, Stephen. The referee, he's looking at the referee like, what? How in the world am I not getting anything out of this, right? And then he's calling these fouls that we have on them. Like, come on, dude. Come on. So yeah, he
The ref let him play a lot. The
they
last
let him
2 games
play,
we've
but
been
like,
Gary,
but the foul. Remember that foul? I saw the foul early in the game on Maslow Skelly. Remember that in the middle of the pitch, right? If you look at it in slow motion, the defender is able to get to the ball because he pushes him and gets leverage. And now he's got to fight through the fact that he just got pushed off the ball, which it looked like, and then, that player eventually just goes down because Miles is strong. He goes down and eventually gets and draws the foul. But in reality, that was created because he was able to stop Miles from going where he wanted to go, get in front of the ball, and then it looked like it was his ball at that point. It was he didn't really foul, but he definitely got at leverage by being able to put hands on a player, which I think is a foul, slight one, but yeah. Catherine's like, do you think that this City team will get any extra favorable results against Bournemouth? The fans and pundits were calling us butlers after we lost to a tough Bournemouth team. I don't think so.
They're not going to call City bottle jobs, and here's why: because they've won.
Yeah.
That's why. Arsenal
they had a bottle moment for sure.
Correct. No, but they're not going to call them bottlers like they do us because they're trophy cabinet from the last.
But you know what? If City in this situation, as far as everybody is concerned, had an opportunity to just do what they need to do to get it was in their hands how they wanted to see this thing out.
Yeah.
Right? You go up 1-0, you either see it out or you just pull ahead, and they didn't do either, right? So I don't like that is a bottled moment. Maybe it's not a bottle for the entire season, but they had an opportunity to, put pressure on us, right? They finished that game 3-0. They put pressure on us, but they didn't. The pressure maybe got to them as well, right?
But I think the bottle narrative thing is more of because it's a driver that gets Arsenal fans engaged.
No, but it's a bottled moment. They had an
I agree with you. No, I agree with you, but I don't think you're going to hear that verbalized because what I heard yesterday verbalized was he snatched a point. No, they didn't. They dropped 2 points, but nobody said that out loud. I kept hearing even Jim White this morning talking to Simon Jordan. Oh, did they snatch a point or they dropped 2? And of course, Simon goes, they dropped 2. But Jim White's up here. Oh, they snatched it from defeat. And it's like, if Arsenal had done that, oh, you bottled it. So there is a legitimacy of the narrative.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, do I think Bournemouth can get something out of that City game? Yeah. I mean, at this stage, watching City and their defense, I'm curious if Brentford gets a draw this weekend.
Burnley.
Yeah.
Burnley lost what?
Yeah.
1-0 to them, right?
1-0.
They held them to 1 goal, and Burnley had, I believe, as many opportunities to score at least 3 goals in that game, at least 3, and failed. Right, so their City's defense has been not good since Rodri's gone down.
Yeah.
They don't have an answer for him, which is nobody will, but they haven't put in better players. Like they should have gotten Gahey from the start of the season. Like when people were talking about what do they need to do, what do teams need to do, like you go get the Gahey. Do you need as much attack? Your attackers are going to be good no matter what, right? All their attackers are going to be good because that's what they do. But defensively, they needed something better than, they needed somebody to help out with Rodri support, right? Maybe things would be different if Gahey had started the season, but that's where I think they should have gone.
And even like Nico O'Reilly yesterday, watching him play, like he's so good going forward, but defensively he's kind of very suspect at times, and I feel like he kind of abandoned his post at sometimes.
I think we played into City's hand in that final, and I don't mean like
the final for certain, 100% the final we did. I think at the Etihad we just were unlucky that our balls didn't. Again, like this is a different world where like if Havertz hits the ball and Eze hits this,
Havertz had 3 opportunities and Eze had 1 opportunity, and they didn't go the way we wanted. And Havertz
might win that game 4-2.
Yeah, Havertz could have won it all by himself, right? I mean, with all the opportunities he had, and what he was creating for himself. So yeah. No, I think Bournemouth's a good team. I don't think they're going to get the calls that they typically get. Did they get many calls against us that we hadn't seen before, like more than usual? I don't think so. When we played them, at their place.
Are you talking City or Bournemouth?
City. I don't, like I said, I'm trying to translate it to what Bournemouth might see. I don't think
the stuff I saw Donnarumma crying about yesterday were not fouls, and
you got to be strong.
Silva got away. Bernardo Silva got away with hugging
that tackle in the goal. Like the referees, like it was.
Yeah.
Okay, give me. They stop the penalty kick.
Yeah.
For guys like today. Today, I swear I saw Gyökeres just running around the goalkeeper or whatever, trying to get away from his man, and I swear they stopped it to talk to Gyökeres and the player. Like, what is going on? And in that case, they didn't even stop it, right?
No,
they didn't stop it. They let him bring him down to the ground, and nothing was, no talking to or anything. So Silva, for some reason, gets away with that, maybe because he's a little guy. But they don't like it when Ben White does it. And Ben White's, I like to think he's not that tall and big.
I think the proper thing to do would have been to have them re-kick the penalty, the corner.
Yeah. Something didn't look right about that. Like I don't know what these referees do after a game. Like when they look at that, do they go, "I made a mistake there," or do they just not even look at it? You know what I mean?
Our last 2 games, Gary, we've had people that are just swallowing the hell out of the whistle. Like it's almost like they're on the pitch without their whistle, and you're like, "What?" Like I've seen some fouls, and I'm okay with the playing because I feel like it's gone both ways for Arsenal. We're like we've gotten some, and we've been like,
no, definitely we've gotten some. We could have.
But I'm also like, man, we've had some other games, Gary, where I'm like, they will not stop blowing the whistle, but it felt like today,
and even both ways. That's the problem, though.
But I'm okay with that. If you're going to allow it, just be consistent.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
If you're going to be ticky-tacky,
the thing is, I don't think teams like it when we get away with fouls, being tough, being rough, and all that kind of stuff. Like when we get away with it, it's almost like the world, somebody's against them. When they get away with it, it's just part of how they play. And I'm like, nah.
Like when I texted the group in the extra time, I was irritated about our bench, the way they were acting. I mean, because like Calafiore got the yellow card and he almost does something again to get a second yellow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, just chill. We got this.
They kicked.
But you could tell, like, that's an Atletico Madrid type shithousery that we did tonight, right?
Yeah. Mm.
And I'm not talking like the whole game, but like that last 10 minutes, we saw that game out perfectly. I don't know about you, but from the 85th minute on, Gary, I didn't have a single worry. I thought we had it under control. they did have some opportunities in the second half, but I just felt like we were in control, man. I just thought we had the better midfield, the better defenders. I mean, they had to pull Alvarez. Obviously, I think he was injured. I don't think he could play the whole game, obviously.
Yep.
But
Yep.
who they brought on, they did not scare me tonight.
Yeah.
Once Alvarez went off.
We had 2 players get yellows, or at least we only had oil. You know what? Based on this, Kepa got a yellow and not.
Because he kicked the ball up in the air.
Oh, okay. And then
that's why I was
yellow.
so ticked. I'm like, guys, just be a little bit more professional, because and I believe this, because like that City game a couple years ago when we drew 2-2, Timber goes down, and when you delay the game even further, thinking that they're not going to count that time on, that 5 minutes could have turned into 7 minutes. And that's what worries me about it. Like, we can still shithouse, but let it be the players on the pitch shithousing, not Kepa the backup. Come on, man. I appreciate it, but
that was a little on Arteta, like, from his squad, right?
Birch is out there fighting Simeone. And I'm glad we're in the Champions League final, but I'm kind of critiquing, like, keep your head, guys, because worst case scenario, hear me out. Let's say Rye gets hurt 2 games from now, and Kepa's got a red card for something stupid he did on the sideline. Now we're putting Tommy Setford out there in the final against PSG or Bayern. You know what I mean? Like, worst case scenario, like Calafiori tonight. You could get a second yellow. Now you're out of the final. Just keep your head. That's it.
True.
So.
All right. Let me finish up these chat. Bournemouth team that could get a last minute. Yeah, that's right. Bournemouth is looking at there's a lot of teams with opportunity to move up the table, right? That City plays, right? Brentford is sitting on 7th. They need to move up to get to 6th. If Bournemouth struggles, Bournemouth is playing Fulham, so they probably expect to win, and then the next week, right? Brentford is home to Crystal Palace. And Bournemouth, of course, is welcoming the City, with a chance to move up the table. So there's like all those. I mean, City's not. They're playing teams that are, like you said, fighting for Europe, trying to get into Europe, stay in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, the only team they have that in the last that's not really fighting for anything is Crystal Palace. But Crystal Palace is fighting in Europe for their own to go win a trophy.
Yep.
So. Which, again, I think is amazing at this point, too, that we have Forest, 17th in the league or 16th in the league, and potentially going to a Europa League final, and then you have Crystal Palace potentially going to a Conference League final, 15th. Amazing the depth of the Premier League. Yeah. Just amazing the depth. So anybody can get got. And
yeah. Well, I mean, everybody said, English teams in Europe don't usually fare so well. Well, we've got at least one going. We've got one going in Champions League. We've got one going in Europa League. And right now, Crystal Palace is basically a 3-0 aggregate from going to there. So England can have 3 teams in each of the European finals, right? It's just, I mean, I think finally that, I guess I feel like the depth and stuff is
money too.
People are money. Well, you get the depth with the money that we have. So, and you learn how to manage better, right? And I think sometimes holding on to some of these coaches and stuff helps, right? I mean, Nottingham Forest, they just, they've been hanging on, but they've been able to make moves in the cup matches. Let's see what we got here. And Villa have Liverpool and City on the last day of the season. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is the Villa? Villa is it, people think Villa's going to fall out. Well, I think
they look rough, man.
Here's the thing. Villa is 6. They're just 1 point away from staying in 5th place. So it's not even like they have to fall apart, right? Like, and I guess you're thinking that Brentford will go on Bournemouth will go on if Bournemouth wins their last 3, they put pressure on Villa, all right? But Villa has to lose 2 of them. All right, they have to lose 2 of the next 3 matches. I don't know if Villa's going to do that.
Well, right? They might lose. They lose to City at the end of the end of the season.
Yep. They play. So that's that. So they might lose that one. And the next one they play, right? Villa plays is home to Liverpool. The weekend after that, and then they play.
That's an interesting one.
this weekend, Villa plays. Where do they play? Where's Villa at? Where's Villa? Where's Villa? Oh, yeah, they they travel to Burnley. So if they win against Burnley, then they have enough points to basically stay where they are unless they lose the next two, which they might because they're playing City, who potentially will have something to play for if we were to drop points. I think we play first this weekend.
City play on Saturday. We play on Sunday at
So no, so
1:30.
they would definitely want to win that, right? So yeah, so they will, yeah, they might put pressure on us. They might struggle. Brentford wants to get into the top five, top six. So there you go. Yeah. City will drop points again. Well, yeah, most likely they've got not an easy go at it. Teams they're playing want to be in Europe, and they've played well this season. Bournemouth will be tough as well as Villa on the last day. Won't be easy for City. Yeah, Villa might not be tough.
But I think and I want because I know we're going to go back to the Champions League game, but again, like this, I know we're kind of like ADD all over the place tonight, but it all encapsulates. Which again, I just forgot the heck I was going to say, but I think Thierry Henry said it perfectly last night. I saw a clip of him. I think it was on Sky Sports, and I believe the other person talking, I don't know his name, said, well, you see, now that City dropped points, Arsenal can afford it. And Thierry Henry says that's not the mindset to have. Go finish.
No.
100% push through.
No.
That's exactly
maybe on the last game of the season
you
could last game of the season when you're like it doesn't really matter, but nah. Not after the run you just went through, right? You had an opportunity to go up 9, you didn't do it. You had an opportunity to at least hold, maintain, and you didn't, and to at least keep it 3 points, and you didn't do that either. So you had back-to-back opportunities, and you didn't do a good job.
But what I loved is he shut him down and said, absolutely not.
And I believe in trends, anyways. Like you don't take games off.
No.
Well, you take a game off. What you think you're just going to turn it on again? You've been built. That's why I always feel like you're always building from one game to the next, anyways, right? You have a letdown, you want to keep building. If you're building and you've had a really good day, you want to build from that and get better. Like we did that. Newcastle. Like you think about it, that run of games, right? Like we said, that run of games from the time that we played City, right, and we lost, but we actually looked better, right? Right, we actually looked better in that City game. We lost it 2-1 at their place, but we looked better. We looked closer to what we wanted to be as a football team, right?
Yeah.
Newcastle, we get the win. It's still like not where we want to be yet, but we got the win anyways. Atletico Madrid was going to be tough on the road. We played well there, played well enough to should have walked away with at least a lead, right?
Yeah,
didn't get a chance. Didn't get the calls go away. Fulham ran away with it, right? Today, pretty much controlled. Like we're playing our football now. You're not going to say, "All right, just turn it off." That's not like mentally, like mentally, or like saying it out loud. Maybe we don't need to go as hard. No. We need to see this thing out. And the way you want to do is you want to run through the tape, right? This is a marathon, right? Where we've had our heartbreak hill. We didn't do so well. We fell down a couple of times. Got back up with like 5 miles to go. And we got 4 miles to go now, right? And we got to run through the tape, because that's what we need. You run through the tape, you win your next 4 matches. People, there's not much they can say. I think 6 points to Bournemouth, maybe Palace. Villa looking super questionable right now to hold off seat. Now I think Villa is going to struggle. I mean, Villa just lost a terrible game, right? This past weekend, anyways, right? Is that right? Villa did, right? Right, they lost to
Spurs.
Yeah, they lost. Yeah, they lost to that team. Terrible. Terrible. They should have.
And that team played Leeds on Monday. I mean, Leeds don't have much to play for, but again, it's one of those deals where it doesn't matter. Like, I think anything can happen, and I'm not worried about Arsenal going to West Ham this weekend based on the fact that West Ham are fighting for their lives. Because I think if we play our best, which you're going to have to.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. I think they'll find a way to get a victory on. I think Sunday will be a little nervy. I really do, because I think that's going to be a very desperate team. But I think we'll get through.
Yeah. But if they make mistakes, we're going to punish them as we should. So we'll see. Thiago could go the upset of taking it off Harlan, who's been leading. Yeah, I think it's like 2 or 3 goal difference there. So that would be funny. Not funny. That'd be funny if Harlan loses the Golden Boot because he struggled in the season and went really bad in the end. Let's see. I saw something interesting. Semenyo has 15 goals in the Prem this season. 10 was scored for Bournemouth. Yeah, he's had opportunities to score for City, and it just hasn't done it. 15 goals isn't bad, right? But I mean, the fact that he's been there for almost half a season, you'd think it'd be a lot closer to what he did for City. Yeah. But that's to tell you, City isn't that type of City, right? Where are their goals coming from, right? Think about it. Where are they? Like typically, not they're not easy to come by. All right.
This is a City team that's lost 39% of their games this season, or something like that. Or I can't remember the number, but it's un-City like. And I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But they're leaky in the back. They're not as good defensively as they have been in the past. Mm-hmm. And that's going to and there's something about Arsenal. We talked about this earlier. We are now finally doing what we failed to do a lot during April, and that was protect clean sheets. Yeah. And we're doing that. So I want to bring something up, man. I would go back to the Champions League game. I want to give – there was a moment, a sub. The 3-man substitution had me freaking out there at the 50. Was it the 58th minute? We took off Calafiori for Hincapié. Good move. Took Eze off for Odegaard. I was like, okay, let me see what happens here. And then he took Saka off for Madueke. And my thought was like, man, this better work out. Because if you concede, and now we're having to deal with Madueke, which again, I did think he was horrible today. Thought he had some good moments. But the guts to take that move, and for those players that came on to perform, Odegaard looked good tonight.
They had things to do. I mean, I don't know. I think as we talked about it in the chat, right? Eze wasn't really giving us enough on the pitch. Like his presence wasn't there, like it needed to be in that type of a game. Like I think
that was a good sub.
I think Skelly took a lot of things away from him because he was doing so well, but he didn't it didn't help out Eze at all. So he looked like he was a ghost out there, right?
It was the Saka for Madueke one that kind of made me nervous. Being the fact it was only 1-0, and I was like, damn, do
you see Saka when he was walking off? I mean, he limps all the time. It looked like a very heavy limp.
I hope not. I mean,
like to me anyways. So I just think he can he give us 70, 80 minutes? Probably not. So I think we're still managing his minutes. And he's fine. Doing so. And you know what? We've wanted this type of situation anyways, where we don't have to play some of our players 90 minutes just because we want to see out the game.
Yeah.
Like we should have somebody to come in after Saka has done a good job to come in and help close this thing out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's Noni, but definitely we want to be. That's what we should be doing. That's what we've been talking about. Let me go through the rest of this chat.
Go ahead.
Steven says Gahey. Yeah, I think that's Gahey. The player City brought in to help them win the title in January was the player that may have cost them the title with that pass. See, that the pass is one thing, but the fact that their defense has been leaky all the time, and nobody's taking advantage of it. That's the problem. Not the one mistake. The fact that they still got all those opportunities even after that. Like even after that mistake, they still got how many opportunities after that, right?
Yeah.
4 and 5 opportunities after that. They finished 3 of them, right? Or 2 of them after that, right? So I think
they lost that in the midfield too.
So there was a lot of things. I don't think that one pass killed it, but I think the fact that they weren't playing good defense in general, that was it. That was the thing. If Villa lose to Forest in the Europa on Thursday, that last match against City could be crucial. Maybe it won't be crucial for Villa. If they win this weekend, it won't matter.
Yeah.
Like they have to just get 1 point in the last 2 matches. And if they get a point in that penultimate game, it won't matter. They will finish in 5th. So they really need to get 4 points in the next to seal it. If they blow a team out, they probably will get there anyway. So, so I think they'll be fine.
But they could
It's
try to
like-
finish fourth too, and
But a fourth doesn't guarantee them anything more.
fourth gives you more money.
It's like $1 million or $2 million. It's
But
not like
think
a
about this
crazy
though:
amount.
if you're Villa, and they've had to sell players because they can't afford wages. That $1 million or $2 million could be something. I know it's minimal, but
Yeah.
I mean, we're also talking about this is the reality here. We're talking about City's fixtures because to me, and I think probably the same way the majority of the chat does. I just want City to like just screw up the rest of the way. I would love for them to bottle against Brentford, maybe lose the game. We win against West Ham, and then next Monday night, that's the clincher in front of the home fans. That would be cool.
No, if they lose, what do we know?
Well, if we lose, I have a table I sent you guys. It's an Excel spreadsheet.
What right now we are what? Right now we are 4 points ahead of them?
5.
5 points. Is it 5 points?
Yes.
Or 5 points they have a game in hand still?
Yes, they have to play one more.
All right. Okay, so they have an extra game. So they have 4 games. Okay. So, yeah.
So if you count the Burnley game, that'd be 82. Let's say they draw against Brentford. That would be because I don't know when that Palace game is. I think it's coming up this week.
So Palace is the last game of the season. So
I'm talking about for City.
Yeah, I thought it's the last. It's not the last game of the season. Yeah, it's the last game of the season. That's why we were saying
that's our last game of the season.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, their last game of the season is Villa. So let's just say, for example, I don't know. I'm looking at this. If they beat Palace,
and it's Wednesday, the 13th is when they.
And let's say they draw at Brentford, that put them on 75 points. If we handle our business against West Ham, that would put us on 82 points. Yeah. So I think that would be done and dusted. Even if they did the Bournemouth, I could guess, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, no. The irony misfit. Yeah. That would be, City definitely, like, if they, but I think City's defense is going to get better, even with Rodri, but it gives them better opportunities. They're still giving up chances. Got BBK Sports in the house. He says, what we saying, my fellow UCL finalists? Yep, we're in the finals. We did it. Next up, let's try to win another game. That's all.
So I got the answer, Gary.
Yeah, what's that?
If they draw one more game and we win 2 more, it's over.
Okay, so
because that would put them at a max point of, let me see here, going into the Bournemouth game on
80 points.
81 would be the most they could get, and if we beat the next 2, we'd be at 82 points. It'd be over.
Yeah.
If again, these are if and elephants had ears and blah 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 fly whatever, but again, like we'll see what happens. But that doesn't matter though. We just need to handle our business and But we want it over with, right? We've been tortured for 4 years, so if City have to,
that's why you win your West Ham match and then you see what happens. Because like we won the Fulham match that gave us the 6 points, and then we'll see what happens. Like you said, if Crystal Palace should be playing that game in preparation for a Europa League final if they have a chance to, or a Conference League final, right? So if they're doing that, then they're going to be coming out to play, and City will give them chances, so that won't be a problem. I'm sure that sitting in constant contact with Olivia and Taylor, telling them to do what they need to do to help City win this title. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. I'm not sure they're going to be able to do that. Yeah, Kepa getting the yellow was a little crazy. Yeah, Arteta lost the control of the sideline there. Chelsea had 9th, 11 points with 10th and 11th. That's right. I mean, well, yeah. That is crazy. And who does Chelsea play? Let's see. Is this weekend? Yep, this weekend Chelsea plays. Oh, that's right, Leeds, like we said. And Chelsea plays. Who is it? Oh, they play Liverpool. So yeah, it's an early game, and Liverpool, of course, loves the early match, right? So we'll see. And Liverpool will want to win just to we went out. At some point, they're going to be playing their last match at home, right? And you want, do they play the last game at home? Probably. They probably play the last game at home. So, yeah, they play Brentford the last game at home. So, and Brentford probably will be trying to play. So, yeah, as you said, Liverpool will have tough games regardless.
Yeah, there's more twists and turns with all up and down the table.
Yeah.
I almost think if we beat West Ham on Saturday or Sunday, I'm not saying that they're done, but I feel like Spurs had to get lucky against Wolves, and I argue that Villa didn't look like they wanted to play at all on Sunday.
Mhm.
So, are Spurs finding their form, or was it just fool's gold they got lucky into? We'll find out. But I mean, if they pick up 3 more points and West Ham don't, I think West Ham are going to be in the championship.
Yeah.
Well, but again, who knows?
Yeah, people want to see it. I mean, nobody wants to help a team out. That's for sure. So,
Yeah.
You got the Avs are up 1-0 on the Wild right now.
It's 2-1 now since we've been sitting here.
2-1. Oh man, I'm waiting for Lakers and OKC and Tigres and Nashville FC. Oh, cool, BX. Got a good night planned ahead of you. Had Cavs and Pistons in the background. Ooh, all right. I've been watching, and I don't think I watched a playoff minute yet. Just not into that basketball thing. We've got I don't know how to say this. Is it the Bon Tuli? Good evening, panel. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, subscribe and like. Detroit Pistons, yes. I don't even know who I want to win this year. I guess OKC, just because why not? Pistons are dominating right now. Just need to make it a 7-game. Oh, so New York is already through, right? Is that right? The Knicks are through already, or I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. Villa has nothing left. Emery has them punching well above their financial means. I would not be surprised if they miss Champions League for next year. I don't know how they're going to do that. They have to really, like I said, they have to lose the next 3, and then everybody around them has to win.
But their form is just not good.
So I think he's got them. I think he's got them mentally thinking of things a totally different way. You know what I mean?
Probably. I mean, and look, they're at home versus Forest. They probably win that.
Yeah,
maybe. But
like he's probably got them playing a certain way that we're gonna either gonna make it ugly or just gonna get the minimum that we need in the easiest game that we need, right? But Forest is not really a team that you want to play around with if you're trying to get points off them, right?
It's amazing.
Forest lost 2 players from head injuries? I mean, will Gibbs
Forest
be back and be able to play? I mean, you see the
it was nasty.
That he had? It
was pretty nasty, yeah.
I mean, he'll be wearing a mask, but that mask, you got to get used to it. And
it'll impact how he plays for certain, no question. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it's getting warmer too, which I think that impacts it. Could that get infected? Like, there's a lot of things that could come from that. I mean, he may not even do a header. He might just be out there, playing. But I mean, you've got Villa that game this week. I mean, Villa, that's an amazing story there too. Villa, I think was Ange the starting manager, fired him. I think
not Villa,
right?
Did Ange didn't coach Villa?
They've had 3 coaches. I think Nuno started.
You talking about Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, Nuno.
I thought you said Villa. Sorry.
No, Villa. Because Villa started with, I believe it was Nuno, then it was Ange, then it was Dyche, and then it was Victor Pereira, and they're going to survive, which is an amazing story. They went through 4 managers in 1 year. Again, there you go. It's wild.
You said Villa. You meant to say Forest.
Oh yeah, Forest.
Just making sure I'm hearing you right. You said Villa, and you named off what looks like the.
I'm talking about Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest. Okay, good.
My bad.
No.
American.
Somehow they figured out how to get the right manager, I guess, that doesn't listen to the owner or just is friendly with the owner, and that's easy,
A politician.
something, whatever he's done, it
Yeah.
seems to be working. Because I don't think Nuno's a bad manager, and you see him with West Ham. I mean, maybe he only plays when he's got that type of team that has to overachieve, and he can do it. But when they're showing the Gyökeres miss, he's got to put that ball on the ground, hit it off the ground and score, because the goalkeeper's off his line.
2 great passes tonight from Trossard, and then Nketiah with the cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta put that one in. I wasn't as angry about it.
Yeah.
But
you know what? That's what he's supposed to score.
But I'll say this:
yeah,
in the final, you better hit that.
Oh yeah. That's what. Yeah, and you know what? Eze has put in a similar cross and he's put it away, so we know he can do it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like in something we hadn't seen, but I think I kind of felt like he was working so hard in this game that, you know what? By the time he had that opportunity, it was just a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit off. The ball probably didn't bounce the same way as it did off of Eze's pass. Probably a little bit higher than he expected. All those things. But yeah,
he didn't get his body in good positioning to put the ball low anyway. When you lean back and kick a ball, it goes high.
Uh-huh.
So, and if you look at his body, he didn't have that proper run for the. I think in theory, he might have been able to get a touch on it and see what he could have done with it.
He definitely could have got a touch on it because the goalkeeper had already come off his line and he would have just went right back out.
Yeah,
he would have been able to trap it and go the other way. But I think the ball had to go around a defender, and then there was another defender there. So I think he had to look basically through 2 players, so he didn't really have an opportunity to see the ball completely from the angle that I saw. So yeah, but you know what? He had a good game anyway, so he didn't score. He could have scored. Yeah. Like I said, and Skelly, I think, looked really good today. He did look a little bit iffy, but I think that's this type of game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This was going to be those type of, like, the things that he was doing, right? Hopefully Arteta trusts him now, like in that kind of a game. Like, he's not going to see. I don't think he'll see a midfield that will play him the same going forward
in the final
this season.
He'll
see a more technical midfield, but he won't see one that's going to beat him down like today's. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. I just don't know about.
They were leaning on like what team you think Bayern Munich or PSG will be leaning on him like he was today? I don't think so. I think
PSG maybe.
I think they just get away from him. And if he doesn't play the his positioning right, they'll just 1-2 around him kind of thing. I think. I don't think you're going to see them like battling like he's on the ground how many times today? I don't think you're going to see that as much. I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe PSG.
No, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really. I'm going to watch tomorrow's PSG Bayern Munich game, and
I don't think they battle like that in the midfield. Maybe
both those teams are very technical. I feel like Bayern's a little more physical, but I feel whereas like PSG is more technical. Ideally, I mean, I'm rooting for Bayern to go through.
Yeah, I don't think it. To me, I don't think it matters. We're going to be playing against a team with
yeah, but I think defensively, you'd much rather play Bayern Munich. I just think Upamecano and Tah give you more options to make opportunities than Marquinhos, and I don't want to have to deal with Kvaratskhelia. I get Diaz is really good.
Yeah,
Elise is really good. Kane is really good, but God, you're talking Kvaratskhelia, Dembele. I do think that PSG.
But we played them without. So like my thing is, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'll take the easier route. It doesn't matter though. I think we played them last year when they were rolling, right? And we played them tough. We're tougher now. We're healthier than we were when we played them last, right? That's the Saka that played today, the Saka that we've seen the last 2 games.
Yeah.
He's going to have a whole month before he plays that game, right? After this weekend, he'll have 5 to 6 days of recovery time.
Yeah.
So, and then you're going to say you give him 60 minutes. Say you only get 60 minutes in that game. You're going to get the Saka that hopefully we saw in the Fulham match, right? Being able to do the things that he was doing there. And if you're saying their defense is suspect, which I think both defenses are suspect,
yeah,
he's going to be able to eat them alive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's done that to pretty much every team. Like so I just kind of go by what I've seen. I feel like we will have a good opportunity. And he said overall good game. Yeah, I don't know if that's for everybody or for Skelly, but definitely the entire team did well, and I think Skelly held up really well in this game. I mean, I like you said when the subs came in, I was like, all right, Saka makes sense because he probably can't go. Like that's the crazy part, right?
Yeah.
He made those subs before the 60th minute, but if it was the other way around, right? He would have been like 60 minutes. All right, guys, get ready, get warmed up and stuff. So like he can make subs early in the games, right? Like I don't even know if there was a reason to make those subs as early as he did, right?
I
Except for
think
he wanted to just, like you said, be safe and get some fresh legs out there doing exactly what he wanted.
Capier made sense. Eze made sense. I don't know about Saka, but again, it's the fitness levels, right?
Yeah, I
We
don't
just
think.
don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I don't. Like I said, he looked like people always say he limps. He looked like he was limping a little bit harder, but I think he did his job. We
Yeah.
just need to see the thing out. It would be nice if there's a way to get if Kai Havertz is healthy, be able to play Kai Havertz and Gyökeres, and that way, and Eze and can play, and that way, Gerdegaard, if he was going to play, can play, right? And Saka can play, and then you go try to beat that. You know what I mean?
Because I think I said this maybe to you or another chat. I think if you would have said, "Hey, I want a midfield of Odegaard, Eze, and Rice," I think 2 years ago you would have said, "That's a little attack heavy. I do worry about the balance there." But the way Odegaard plays now, I feel like you could get away with that.
Yeah,
I think he plays in a more complete midfielder role than he did in his earlier days. I mean,
no, but today I don't. I mean, I'll look at it, but today I felt like he played.
He was very progressive today.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think so.
I think that's Miles Lewis Skelly. I think that's the key right there.
Yeah.
When Miles Lewis Skelly is out there, there is a level of dynamic. Okay, here we go. I wanted to say this for a while now, but Dowman, we think he's a special talent, which he is. But I think the reason the fan base loves him is because he's direct, right? He's willing to take that chance. Same thing with Lewis Skelly. Lewis Skelly's not going to go backwards. Miles, we don't get that third goal on Saturday against Fulham. Remember, I think the ball was crossed. I think it was Trossard, or not Trossard, but I don't know who crossed the ball to him. Maybe it was Ben White. But Miles Lewis Skelly puts his foot in there and kicks it forward to Trossard to allow for that run.
Yeah,
he's aggressive and not in a reckless manner either.
Yeah,
and I think
today,
that's what,
you know what's funny is today. Like, yeah, I talked about it and I said, the one thing that Skelly does is he'll turn to see the defense, and it didn't seem like we weren't doing that as much today.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times it's because the passes were coming in hot.
Yes,
They're coming in hot, and the players are like hot potato. No, you're gonna give me this ball going at 100 miles per hour. I'm giving it right back because I have no opportunity to control it and turn and all those types of things that I might want to do because I haven't actually had an opportunity to see what's around me. So I'm just gonna give it right back to you, and that's what we saw a lot. Whereas like against Fulham's definitely different, and that's the thing. I feel like if you're playing PSG or if you're playing Bayern Munich, that pass he might be able to make that turn. Because I don't think it's going to be somebody on top of you like that, So, yeah. So I overall good game from Skelly.
Yeah.
I like it. He's tough, and like you said, it doesn't matter if he has a play on his back and he has the ball. He's not gonna lose it.
He's got a good center of gravity.
They're gonna have to fight him to fight through him, and they're not gonna be able to do that. Right?
Gary, he's got what I call a good center of gravity, which means he's like when he's out there. Do you notice how some play like Fabio Vieira, not a good center of gravity, just fell over, not strong enough. Whereas Miles Lewis Skelly somehow, when he gets the ball, he receives it in such a manner where, like you said, he looks to see where the next pass is.
Yeah.
But he's also willing to take the foul. Like that's the thing with Dowman too. Dowman's really good at getting the ball and having a foul and actually drawing a foul. So I'm wondering if you play a midfield of Miles Lewis Skelly, Odegaard, and Rice with potentially as a left wing, what does that look like? That's what I want to know. Does Odegaard all of a sudden be like, okay, I can trust Rice and Lewis Skelly to be the linchpins to bring everything from the center backs, from the goalkeeper, from the fullbacks, and I can just kind of do what was because I mean, I thought he was progressive today,
Yeah.
but the minute
I'm looking at his touch map, and he didn't really play in a defensive third much today.
Yes,
A lot of the work was off to the right, higher up. I mean, he had a lot of touches on the offensive side of the pitch, which I always felt like he's never there sometimes, but he was a lot there today. Today. So yeah, and I think this game warranted not. I think wherever if he's up top, which he was, kind of helping with the press, right? I feel like we're better off there. I mean, and I think he wasn't healthy. That's why he wasn't doing it. That's why I think something like same thing with Saka. The way Saka wasn't playing so well because he wasn't healthy. I think same thing for Erdegaard. If he's not healthy, he'll play further back, is what I feel.
yeah,
Because he can manage himself, and I don't want a player to have to manage themselves in the games. I want them to go out there and play the way they usually do, right?
You know who else had a great game?
Huh?
Ben White. That plays into that too.
Yeah.
With Saka and Ben White and Odegaard, 100%. Go ahead. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to try to finish up some of this. Yeah, no, Ben White didn't make. He played the full game, right? So
I thought he looked good.
Yeah. No, he looked. Yeah. Okay, I just finished the first half, and Gyökeres looks a handful. Good goal by Saka, but Rice has been nothing special. He's had a mad run or two, but it's not man of the match for me so far. Yeah, Rice was not. You know what? I think Rice. I mean, he may not have done anything out flashy or anything like that, but the game looked good. And you know what? I think Skelly is the reason why the game looked the way it did, because Eze looked like he was not like I knew Rice was on the pitch. I knew Skelly was on the pitch. I didn't know Eze was on the pitch as much as I would like to. So yeah, now I think Gyökeres and Saka and Skelly are the reasons why you didn't really look at Rice, which is fine. Rice will show up when we need to, when he needs to. We didn't need him today. I think that's all right. I think that's a good.
I think his second half was good, Gary. If I'm honest, I thought Rice's second half was really good.
But that's because we went more defensive, and so we put we're in the.
That's probably why I got man to match.
Yeah. When we go defensive, he's going to look much better because he's more of a defensive player, right? Like Skelly is going to help us look really good in a Fulham match, right? When we can just blow teams away, right? Rice can sit back and chill a little bit. Steven says the fans love Dalvin because he's anti-Arteta ball. As you say, Spencer, he's much more direct, as I've been saying since he was benched until the Fulham game. Yeah, I mean, I would like to. I think he deserves more minutes. I think once again, it's one of those things for me where Gyökeres does all the things Arteta wants, but he doesn't give him. He doesn't get to receive anything from it. Like I'm going to do all the work for you defensively. Yes, I can't hold the ball up, but I can't hold the ball up, so stop. You know what I mean? But I'll do all the other things you want defensively, and he does that, I believe, for Arteta. So, and Arteta has to give him the rewards of you know what? Here's a ball to put in a goal, right? That's what he needs to be able to do for him.
Yeah.
And I don't think he did that. So, Gabriel was the MVP, says Holly. And Gyökeres, yeah.
That last 10 minutes for Gabriel was really good. I mean, we also had a moment there where Simeone that because Saliba had a couple of headers today, Gary, that were like, whoa, like they went straight up in the air. And that was the one where I think Atletico got in. I think it was Simeone. I don't know who it was. But Gabriel got back, and he didn't really touch him, but he got him in a way that flustered him to drop the ball almost and kind of fluff it. And we're talking about that potentially. I mean, that could have been 1-1.
Yep. No, they had some chances. They just they thought it right away, and nothing happened. Yeah. So that's why that's why we say our defense is really good.
Yeah,
you think you got opportunity, but you don't because somebody's coming, and so you rush. You rush. He blocked a lot of goals. Yeah, let's see what Gabriel did today defensively. Let's see what it says here. Defensively, he had 0 blocks. Gabriel. He headed away. He had 7 clearances though. So yeah. He won pretty much all of his ground duels and half of his aerial duels. So yeah, he had a good day. Let's see what Saliba did. Saliba, defensive. He had 2 tackles, 8 clearances, no blocks, 5 headed clearances, and an interception, 2 recoveries. So yeah, he pretty much was. He was 2 for 2. I mean, Gabriel was 4 for 5. So on ground duels, he was 3 for 4, and aerial duels where Gabriel was 2 for 4, I think. So yeah, I mean, they have their qualifications. So yeah.
Well, here's the reality of this, Gary. And I was thinking
Mm.
about this today when I watched the Atletico chance they had and a couple they had in the over the whole over the whole 2 legs. The reality in a game against the PSG and Bayern, because we can forecast to that, is we're gonna give up 2 or 3 of those chances over 90. It's just gonna happen because
this is the plate I was thinking about. I'm looking at it now because I remember Sam said it's not a denial of a goal or scoring opportunity. There is one defender, and he turns on him and he brings him down. There is a defender coming up behind, but he's ahead of him. So that defender will have to get in front of him before he takes a shot. He's taking that shot early because he'll see him coming off when he makes that turn. He'll see him. And you know what? The only reason why that player is getting as close as he can is because he's being held. Right?
Are we talking about Gabriel?
No. This is the one with Gyökeres late in the game when he got yellow.
Yeah.
There is a defender there, but if you look at the angle, he's nowhere close.
Yeah.
It looks closer. It looks closer on the from higher up. It looks closer. But when they show you the close up of where it is, like the other angle, that guy's well behind him. Right? He's well behind him. There's no way he's getting there. I mean, he has to pull him down. I mean, that's a red card.
Mm-hmm.
That's a red card. I mean, there's nobody in front of him except for the goalkeeper. I mean, when I saw that the first time, I could have swore there was nobody there. There isn't. Like, he's being held. That player is like 20 yards away. He closes it down because he holds him. If he doesn't hold him, he doesn't close the gap. Gyökeres will turn in front of him and then, like, put his foot through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I texted you guys. I thought it was a red card.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a red. I don't understand how that one didn't. Like, I understand you don't call it, but that one I mean, it's late in the game. That's why he doesn't want to call it and change the game. But that's a game saving. That's a goal. That's a game saving play there. If you don't make the call, and that's what he did.
Yeah,
he saved the game for. There's only 10 minutes left. That game should have been over.
I was worried that if Atletico found a way to get a goal and then we lost the tie, you'd look back at that moment and say, "Damn,"
Yeah, you gotta make that call. That's an easy. Like, I don't understand why VAR doesn't get involved either, because he gave a yellow card.
The Newcastle game, Nick Pope, same thing. To me, when the goalkeeper's doing like Nick Pope did, I'm having to tackle you.
Yeah, and you know what? And as I said, like, yes, there's a defender there, but there's no goalkeeper in the box, which is usually how the denial of a goal scoring opportunity happens. But there's a defender running at you, and there's no goalkeeper in goal. Come on.
Yeah.
There's no difference there for me. That could be the goalkeeper coming out to attack, but the guy's already made the foul on you. There's no difference. The defender coming at you, only one, nobody in goal. Let's see. I thought Gabriel was very lucky not to give the pen away. I saw that in a reply and thought, crap, that could have cost us. Yeah. There's a lot. You know what? And I think the referee, he let him play, but he let him play a little bit too much sometimes, and maybe that was why we didn't get the call, and he made up for it with the Gyökeres foul. Steven says also, for me, Gabriel had been the player of the season between his goals, shot, block, saving goals, and his general defending and his on-the-pitch leadership. He has been a beast. Yeah, he had a little dip, right? He had a little dip. Wasn't playing so well during our bad run of that 4-game run or so. He wasn't like at his best. I think, right? People were saying he didn't look so good. Saliba looked like the best thing. So yeah, I just. That's why we say we have world-class level defenders that one will show up for the other one. Got Tiger and Good in the house. He just woke up. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
So yeah, we're talking about the last 2 games that we played, and City game, and where we sit now. We get to go to our second final of the season, This time Arteta will have nothing to say for. They have nothing to say for. Right? If Saka can't give you 90 minutes, but he can start, he starts, right? I just, if for me it's one of those things where if Erdogan is healthy to start, will start along with him, depending on how you decide to play that in the midfield or as a right winger, left winger, right?
Yeah.
Left winger, yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of left wing.
So however you decide, you put your best players on that pitch.
Yeah.
Right? Trossard comes off the bench, he might give you something different if you don't get what you want out of Eze, for example, or if Erdogan can't go, right? You can shift things around, right? But your best players need to be on that pitch. And Eze is one. Erdogan, I believe, is one.
Well, the good news is we're also going to one game a week.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we're at that point now. We've weathered the storm, made it to the Champions League final, control our own destiny in the league. Yeah. I mean, we're in a good spot. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm curious to see what team he puts out on Sunday. And hell, if we're fortunate enough, and maybe City can drop on Saturday, and then we could just handle our business on Sunday, and then win it in front of the fans. I mean, that would be ideal, obviously, but I mean, they've got a tricky. I mean, City's got. I mean, City.
Right there, you just named it right there. Why we're not going to settle?
No,
because we don't want to have to win it at Crystal Palace. If we really want to win it at home.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. We don't mind winning it at City. I'm sorry, at Crystal Palace. But if you could just say, look, we won it at home. It doesn't matter what we do in the last game of the season.
Yeah.
Then so be it. Right. You go out in style. Go big. Go big. All right. So, yeah, no, we just got to win the next one. That's all. Win the next one, and we'll see what it matters.
I mean, we got to give Arteta credit.
We play Burnley at home, right? So,
yeah. We got to give Arteta credit. We've got to give the players credit. Got to give the fans credit. I mean, and what I'm getting to at this point is, after the City game, there was doubts. We kept pushing. The fans kept backing. The Bournemouth game created. It created this. I think a lot of us came to the realization we weren't going to win it against Bournemouth. But either way, it's worked itself out. The players have pushed on. Arteta's pushed on. We've pushed on as a fan base. I think the Fulham, that first half against Fulham at home, might be the biggest first half that we've seen. It might be the catalyst for this whole thing, man. And we could be sitting here June 5th. I don't know if that's going to be the exact date. I'm just guessing. But we'd be sitting here and you could have a double. Or you could have nothing.
Yep.
But the reality is it's back in our hands. And as far as if it's PSG or Bayern Munich, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Our job now is we're going to enjoy tonight, right? Enjoy tonight. Happy. Mindsets goes to West Ham. The players immediately have to go to West Ham. And the job's not done. But yeah. I don't know. We got our Arsenal back, I guess that's what they would say.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, we look good defensively.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been asking. That's what we said that's going to be what we lean on. So yeah. I'm just looking at that Sorloth miss late in the game. I don't know how he
flushed that.
I'm trying to see how he missed that. It was just kind of crazy.
He scuffed it, really.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
But
he's saying something to him, but let's look and see. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Did the ball come off Gabriel though? Is he saying handball? Is that what he's trying to say?
Probably.
I think the ball comes. I think the ball. I believe that ball does come. I mean, he might have scuffed it, but I think the ball comes off Gabriel. I think it comes because the way it bounces doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like it does look like a scuff, but it does because it pops back. Let's see. I'm looking at it one more time. Oh, he does. Wow, that's weird. Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, he missed the ball. He missed the ball, and it popped up behind him, which is kind of crazy. Like you know how you slice a ball. That's what it looked like. Well, you know what? That's nerves for you. Probably make that taking that shot so many times in a big game. Nope. Nope. And you know what? This will be our first back-to-back wins,
Mm-hmm.
since we beat Everton and Leverkusen
Yep.
back in March.
March.
So like
There you
it's been almost 2 months since we've had back-to-back wins. So we win
Yeah.
3 more in the league, we'll be laughing. When we win 4 more in general, we'll be laughing even more. So
But I think if you could get the league over the line, Gary, and I'm talking finishing it, not just winning it, but winning it with 3 wins. Even if City fluff it, who cares?
Yeah.
You go into that Champions League final belief. I think that'll be what we'll see because we're already seeing it. We've talked about it numerous times, the response. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep. April was rough.
it really was.
It was rough, but you kind of you did all the work going into April, so you could have a blip, and now you can see it out in May, right? Got our first win. Got our first 2 wins in May. Get another 3 wins, like you said. I think we don't play Champions League. Well, let's see when is the Champions
May
League?
30th.
Champions League is May 30th. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So
here's the other thing.
Sunday, and then May 30th would be the Saturday. Okay.
I had a discussion with a United fan today, and guy I work with, and young kid. He wants us to win it because he hates City. He hates them.
Yeah.
And we were talking about basically all this stuff, and I forgot the point of it. Maybe just the fact that there's a Man United fan that wants us to win. I guess that was the point of it. But yeah, I forgot, man. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of United fans don't want City to win because if City wins, then they will have they will, I guess, taint to some degree.
He thinks he's already won it. I think he thinks we've already won it now that City have messed it up.
Mm.
And again, most of us are not going to believe it until we see it, and that should be rightfully so, right? But I don't know, man. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, we know what we need to do. We'll go out there and do it. Put now Arteta can put everything into each game like he usually likes to do.
Yeah.
Erdogan came off the bench, so that means he potentially can start the next match.
Mm-hmm.
And coming off means he's played back-to-back games. Maybe he'll get a little bit of a rest, right? Saka may not be needed entirely against West Ham, right? And maybe comes on late if needed, right? So we could do what we did last time we played. Is that Newcastle, right? We came out.
So you're not doing it Saturday because I think you said you're out. What's your lineup for Sunday, or do you want to think about that?
No, the lineup for Saturday. Well,
or Sunday, yeah.
For Sunday. Well, I don't know. Like, have we heard anything about Timber?
I'll tell you what.
Have we heard nothing? We've heard nothing about him, right?
I watched him today, and he looked like he was still limping.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. Yeah.
I mean,
so like they might be just saving him for the Champions League final, in terms of maybe we'll see him at Crystal Palace or something like that. So because we saw something similar to that, like with Havertz, right? He came in late part of the season, so we don't need him. I think Ben White. I think Mascara will start.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Ben White has played a really tough game, and I don't think I want to. He doesn't need to play because West Ham at least will be available, but doesn't need to start. Of course, our center back pairing will start. I mean, Calafiore maybe will start over Hincapie, based on what we've seen going back and forth between the two. Maybe Zubamendi and Rice will start, right? If Vertigo is healthy, maybe he'll start. I like to think Eze should start, but it's not necessary against West Ham. After today's game, maybe they'll give him a little bit of a break. Saka, I think, because he did get pulled at 60-minute mark, right? Maybe that's just where that's his limit, so he'll get the start. Gyökeres, I think, will start unless Kai Havertz was Kai Havertz on the bench. I didn't even see. I didn't even look who was on our bench and stuff like that. Yeah. So if he's on the bench, then that means he's close, right? Maybe he's close. But I mean, Dauman. I mean, it'd be nice to give Dauman a start.
I mean, let's be fair here. All right.
Right.
You play Sunday. That's another.
Even Norgard can. Okay, Mascara, Norgard, Dauman, I think should get starts. I think they can get starts. Why couldn't they get starts?
Because I think you're gonna have to go all hands on deck Sunday.
I get it, but we are going all. They are not significant drops, like we're right? Are they?
Okay, I just don't know how desperate West Ham's
maybe not Norgard, but I just feel like you put Dauman, he's at the top of the pitch, so
you could if you wanted to bring Saka on the second half of that game, you could. Madueke probably starts. I just again like you've got Sunday, and then you don't play again for another 8 days on the 18th, and then you play that following Sunday.
Yeah.
Do you really need to rotate? Do you know what I'm saying? Is you're playing one game a week. If you're gonna, if you have the league wrapped up, we're doing what ifs here. If you have the league wrapped up before the Crystal Palace game, you could rotate heavily in that game, in league of the league final.
No, like I said, I'm not. Yes, and yeah, I'm just saying we just give us options. I think, yes, we don't need to. We could just go full force of what we just did today, but I don't. Will we do that?
I think,
like I said, if you're based on what you're saying, then Eze starts as a winger, and Erdegaard plays, right? Zubamendi will play over Miles Lewis Skelly if you're thinking you don't want to play Skelly 3 games in a row, right? That's the thing. It's not even that they're playing 2 games in a row. They're playing 3 games in a row for some of these players, right? So does Skelly get to play 3 games in a row? I think, that's like Ben White. Do we give Ben White 3 games in a row? Probably not, right? We haven't done it yet, right? We've just been managing his minutes safely, and that's Mascara will probably start, right? So that's the only reason why I'm, I can see Mascara coming in for sure. Norgard, I guess he's probably never going to be what we want. I think I'd like to see Dauman get some minutes with our starting 11. I'd like to see how he plays when there's better players around him, as opposed to coming in late sometimes. Like, it'd be nice to be able to have him play opposite of Saka with Gyökeres in front, and either Eze or with that it'd be nice to see that. That's all.
I think the mindset. Here's the mindset I think you're going to have. The mindset you're going to have also is like, can I replicate the performance against Fulham?
Yeah.
Where you get your job done in the first 45 minutes. Maybe you're 2-0 up. And you can say, all right, Saka, sit down. Gyökeres, sit down. Havertz, come on. I think that might be the mindset. Best 11, start the game, get the job done, and then rotate.
Yeah.
That's how I would look at it.
No, I get it. I get that. Like I said, I guess I'm wishing that we do that, but like, if I put my Arteta hat on, he's probably just going to go, as you said, with our starting.
Yeah.
With our best 11, his best 11. I think his best 11 includes Erdegaard and Eze up top. I think that's what I believe it should be. Right? That's what it should be. If you're saying get the win and win it early, and you have Eze out there. If you're saying Trossard has played really well, we'll play him in another game. Did Trossard play against Fulham?
Yes, the whole game.
Yeah, so Trossard has played 2 games in a row. Is he going to
get?
Huh?
Martinelli starts. Well, no.
I'm saying. I'm saying if you're going to tell me we're going to try to win it, then Eze plays.
Yes.
If you're going to tell me we're just going to do what we usually like, what Arteta usually does, then he's going to rotate his left wing. All right. The problem is I don't know what Martinelli does for us in the league. Why has he got a mental block when it comes to the league?
Fantastic question.
Like, what is so different about the league that he just doesn't? I mean, he's second in our team in GA.
I know.
Second, right? He's second on our team in GA. The man's got what? He's got. Oh my gosh, I have to go down. He's got 1 goal. Right? He's one of 3 players with double-digit goals for us. He's got 1 goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Eze's got 7, right? And he's got 10 total. I mean, that's the problem. Like, the disparity between league and Champions League play when you have more opportunities to score in the Premier League makes no sense.
Madueke's got more goals in Champions League and the FA Cup than he does in the league.
You should have.
I can't make a rhyme or reason to it.
Now I understand that it's a different kind of football, but you get more opportunities.
Yeah, Martinelli's played a decent amount too in the league too.
Now think about it. Gyökeres has 14 goals in the league, right? And 5 goals in the Champions League.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's the way it should be because the games make sense. You play almost double the amount of games. Yeah. You play almost triple the amount of games in the league. You should have triple the amount of goals there, right? I mean, Saka's got 2 goals outside of the league and 7 in the league, right? So like it kind of makes sense, right? His numbers would be skewed that way. But that Martinelli, I mean, even as has got, what has he got? He's got 7 and 3 in the Champions League, which kind of makes sense because of the amount of games you're playing. Martinelli just shows up just when we play internationally.
It's wild. It's so wild.
It is it's a little crazy. Yeah, your wife says she regrets getting the license plate AFC tops. All right. Yeah, we don't know what's happening with Timber. I would like to know. Yeah, you said he was limping, so maybe, yeah, if he's not even on the bench, he's not ready. It's one game at a time, Steven says, with the best available players starting and no playing, not to lose. Oh, no, I don't think Oteri can play it to maintain. Like, we need to, as you say, let these players play because they're going to need to play that way going into the Champions League. I would like to see them going into the Champions League, like going, we need to be able to score goals and defensively be sound like we always are. So, yeah. It'd be nice to go and clean sheets with 2 to 3 goals a game here on out, right? Get an 8-goal difference with no goals against.
Yeah, I mean, again, at this point, it's at least win, So if you can get 2 goals a game, I think the West Ham game is going to be something like a 2-1. I'm just guessing. And then I think he'll pump Burnley 4-5-0 at home, and then Palace final day 2-0.
Yeah. I think somebody was saying if we are able to go, we're able to win 2-0 from here on out, it's pretty much ours. Even if they were to, yeah. Let's see what we got here. Steven says it's not league that is the problem for Martinelli. It's what he's asked to do as a player by Arteta. In the league, Martinelli is stuck on the sideline with slow ball movement and tracking back more. I guess, but I just feel like he does some silly things when he has the ball at his feet. So like I get, I guess
Martinelli always takes one too many touches. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, I think that's true of football in general these days. Everybody takes an extra touch because they want to control it as opposed to just put their foot through it sometimes because they don't have an opportunity or they can't control it anyway. So then they lose it when they try to. So, yeah. Yep. Well, it is 104 minutes now, so we're gonna get out of here.
It's been a long day. Let's be fair. It's been a long, emotional last couple of days with this, right?
Yep.
In a good way.
And I know you said I was negative when I said it's not done yet.
No, I don't think you're negative. I was just having fun. I agree, it's not done yet.
Because I mean,
100%.
I think
In
that
fact,
Rice comment will be something we're going to keep saying, right? Because yeah,
I had a Bayern Munich fan text me, and buddy from the gym, and he's going off, and I'm like, bro, I'm thinking about West Ham. He's like, oh, you guys are done in the league. I'm like, no, I mean, no, you guys are done in the league. Like, but again, like, I do is us having to fight to the final day potentially for for our Premier League title a good thing? Maybe.
yes, no, it is.
Because they're Bayern Munich's done after tomorrow. Whether if they win, right,
Yeah.
they're done with the
But
league.
think about it. If we don't have to play Crystal Palace and Arteta takes his foot off the gas,
Yeah.
that would be 2 weeks with no competitive football.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that.
Mm-mm.
Like, we need to go out into that last game of the season, be it at Crystal Palace, winning that game, like winning it, like going in to win it. Maybe
Right.
maybe you go up 2-3-0, 4-0 or whatever in the first half, first 60 minutes, and you take your foot off the gas and they score a couple of goals or whatever. But you need to go in there and say you set yourself up in preparation for the Champions League game where you might have to score more than one goal to win it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we want to we don't mind muddying it up and winning 1-0.
Yeah.
We can do that. We need
Ideally,
to, right?
I don't want that the rest of the year. I know it's probably going to happen at least one game, but ideally, I'd love for us to win a couple games comfortably, even if that means 1-0 for the majority game to get that second goal in the 80th minute. I can accept that, but
Yep.
I mean, but again, this team's and Arsenal have entertained us. They have made people invest in blood pressure medication. So
Yep. But you know what? Like you said, since the City match, we haven't had to do that because, like you said, either we're playing our football, we just gotten healthy. I think.
But even in some of these 1-0 games, Gary, we look like we've been in control.
No, we do that though.
Yeah.
We do that, right? When we're on a 1-0 game, the other team's getting nothing, and you're like, this is easy, right? That's what. I mean, we've had many a game 1-0. Like, I mean, we're back to now teams. Do they get even a shot on target these days, right? Like, they're lucky to get a shot on target, and that's where we want. That's where our defense is when everything in front of it's moving well. The defense is able to hold teams to not much, all right, and that's what we've been seeing. So I think we'll be fine. I think we continue to do that would be good, and the fact that now we've been able to rotate players, right? I mean, part of that's because they've been healthy. You know what I mean? So we're going to be all right. Like, come towards the end of the season, if Timber is available, he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't start, but we have a Timber that come off the bench, or Habits. Maybe I assume he was on the bench. I assume at some point he'll start one of the next 3 games, right? You have that. You have option. Arteta has options. We might not like him, but we will have options, and we'll have healthy players going into that last game of the season. All right. I mean, and that'd be the biggest trophy we can get, the trophy we haven't touched, right? And you're gonna want to be able to have 6 to 7 players on that bench that you're like, I can go to, right? We don't have that right now, right? Because we don't have that right now because we don't have Timber, and Havertz did not bench today. So if he could, he would have, right? Because he would have come in from probably Gyökeres to see this thing out, because we would have been the way we were pressing late in that game. That's we were pressing when we were being defensive, right? That's what we were doing, right? They could not. They were throwing the ball in. They had like 4 and 5 Arsenal players to get by, and they couldn't do it. And even when they got up top, there was like, well, then you've got the big wall behind us, right? So nothing, they got nothing and they liked it. All right.
Spencer,
tell the people, give the people some words.
Well, people, we've made it to the Champions League final. Job not done. Enjoy the night, but West Ham on Sunday, and we'll see what happens.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Yes, we will do this again next Tuesday. Well, next Tuesday we'll have 2 days to just sit around and wait to talk. But you know what? We'll be able to go back and watch the games if we need to and prepare. Hopefully we will have put on. We're sitting at what 79 points. Yeah, 79 points. Would extend our goal difference at least 2 more. And we'll see what City is. Maybe City will have not done anything, and they'll be 8 back. So well, hopefully that happens. Steven says, I'm still hoping we can set the record for games not allowing a shot on goal in a season. We are tied with Chelsea right now at 5. We came close against Fulham, yeah. And we could probably do that against Burnley, even though Burnley will make, if we make mistakes, they will try to punish us. But a game like West Ham, where they're trying, we might be able to hold them to 0, so we'll see. BS Gunner gives us a 2. He says, peace out. Where's Uncle Tony tonight? And I don't know where Tony is. He said Tuesdays work perfectly for him. And then he's not here today. Maybe he's knocked out from the game. Dan is still live. Come on over. Oh, he's still live? He started before us and is going to finish after us. Good for him. Good for him. He was talking. He wasn't talking about the game when I
Still going?
logged off. So there you go.
Holy cow.
Go over to the Gooner podcast and check it out. The link is in there from Tony's celebrations. Yeah, maybe. Melina's on as well. Everybody's on. You have this. Do you want to talk, man? It's been a big day for Arsenal. They have seen their lead stay. It's a 2-game lead now. Basically, 2 games have to go City's way. 1 they play, but if they don't play well, then in a couple of weeks it might not matter. So we'll be out of here. Subscribe and like. We'll do this thing again next Tuesday. Arsenal against West Ham. Maybe we relegate them, but maybe Leeds makes it such that there's another week until they get that question gets answered. It's only a 1-point lead. Leeds win, no matter what happens to West Ham. They still have an opportunity to win out their games. I don't know if do they have a chance to win out their games?
I think West Ham played Tottenham too.
Oh, they do?
I believe. Let me don't.
I'm looking at it right now.
They don't. My bad.
No,
they play us,
Newcastle,
and then Leeds last day of the
Newcastle
season.
on the road. So, and they play Leeds. So, Leeds could punish both for the relegation teams if they really felt like it. If they're going Leeds going to West Ham, they might not care at that point. All right, but
and Spurs still have Leeds. And then they play
and Spurs play Everton in that last game of the season.
And they have Chelsea too, which again, looking at Chelsea's form, but again, Chelsea would be up for that to relegate them potentially. I think so.
Yeah. So I think it'll be crazy. But check us out. We'll be back next week. Have a good one, everyone. Subscribe and like and all of that. And we'll see you guys on the next one. And we are.
Life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. There you go.